Hi there, blessings and welcome. I am Lady Drasmin and this is Dragom Oracle. Welcome Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn to your reading for this Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus transit. Thank you so much for being here. If you are returning, thank you so much for your likes, your comments, your shares, your donations, your continued presence and support. It is deeply seen, appreciated, and received. Welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome to the channel. I am Lady Drasmin, and it is a pleasure to connect with you. Thank you for clicking on this video and listening to what I have to share today. So, Earth signs, this is your individual reading for what is coming up for you during this Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus transit. And I did do a overall collective energy reading where I talk about what the Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus transit means, why it's important, how it affects us. This energy is going to be impacting our lives for the next 14 years. And so whenever this reading finds you is exactly when it is meant for you. I am recording this within the window of this alignment being at the exact degree here on April 20th. So thank you so much for tuning in and receiving this message. Okay, so for the overall energies, when I did the overall reading, I pulled a card from the Reiki deck for the collective energy. And I also pulled an overall blessing for the collective as well as an elemental blessing. So let's open our circle. Now, for the elemental blessing for the earth signs of Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, because I'm also earth sign, got purification. Now, I am reading for sun signs, yet if you choose to listen to these messages and interpret, apply them to other parts of your natal chart, I trust that you use your own discernment to do so. So, earth signs, we got purification. Can you see that? That is the chakra ray symbols of purification, and then the elemental symbol of water there. One of the elemental symbols of water, right? There's so many esoteric symbols out there. So to bring in, and if you check out the main reading, hopefully you've done that before you start this, continue forward in this video. I did a light, anchoring in this purification and talk more about what this card means. Right now, I'm going to channel some Reiki and light language to bring that medicine of purification within the mind, heart, body, and spirit, so that you can fully receive more of yourself, more of your higher self, more of your intuitive guidance, more of you in this physical body, in mind, heart, and spirit. The way you create, the way you connect, the way you express in the world. Okay, so let's start with 3 breaths, and then to receive this transmission, all you have to do is say yes. So let's start with the first breaths to clear. And exhale, giving that all down, back to the earth. Next inhale, open, sweeten, soften. Exhale, dropping down into the body. Third inhale, opening even more, preparing to receive. Exhale, dropping down. Continue on this slow, steady breath for a few more counts while I just work the energy field here. Ishiyama hoke ena haratutono kusishini geta ana kaya kunihaya ikniana nakshini matutono kurukuru kushini tatamakiana kana haya ikniana nasanto shini geta mahake nina na kushini mekia yakna rashu tutono mahake ela karashin kusini amuna nakasait shini medekta ani haka ayala huturushino iknima ha ishini tutono maxi ishini dekta maha eno kushono tutono maha gara shon tutono maha xend shini tutono mahigini buru shon tutono amuna dong shing dong dong wo zong bei shim to to sha ai shin ma ko shin ai he na ho la sha to ai la ko sho to ai ma ka ya a ko so to shu de to ba ka sa to ma ka sa o to shin to ta ma ka o ra sha to ma ha ka sang to shin ya igni na ko shin ma to ko ene he ka cha o to ma ka sa to shin a he ru shu to igni na ko shu to ma ha ka su to shin ma he ka shu to ma ka absolut düşünüldü ma seç edildiğine hak ayar düşünüldü ma hayır sütü ma saklı düşünüldü ayar düşünüldü İgninin hak ayşını da vahisen how he got arutta düşünüldü ma hayır düşünüldü ma saklı sütü na heksa düşünüldü ma saklı düşünüldü na hayır sealing and anchoring this reactivation, this purification, this deeper integration with your I am presence, sealing this in mind, heart, and body, through all cells, fibers, and organs of your being, through all layers, dimensions, and timelines and lineages, forward, backward, above, below, within, and all around. Inhale sweetly and softly to settle this into the body. Maybe do a little shimmy. Exhale, slow and soft. One more inhale. And exhale, fully present, fully here now. Welcome, earth signs. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let me tell you something, earth signs, okay, before I go into your reading. This Jupiter and Uranus transit is like heavy, but heavy in the way of bringing lightness in. So like, you know that saying, it's always darkest before the storm? That's how the body might be feeling as you are recalibrating. Like the body just feels tired and dense and heavy, and yet in your heart space and in your mind space, you feel like this activation of joy and lightening happening. So just honor your body's needs at this time of more rest, more nourishment if you need it, more water, herbal tea. I mean, it has taken me all day to record this reading, and I could not record earth until I just went and did some self-care. Like I just went and laid down. I couldn't sleep because I just have so much in my mind, but I went and lay down for 2 hours. I'm feeling like this sore throat happening, and which just kind of like started the moment I thought, okay, it's time to do earth signs. Like my throat just started hurting, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna drink some tea and lay down. And usually my voice, my throat just gets really tired after doing a lot of recording and talking, which I've been doing this week. But everything was fine until I was like, okay, it's time to do the earth sign reading. And then boom, I just got hit with this like wave of exhaustion, and I couldn't like function for almost 2 hours. And so I went and I just honored the body and just laid down, even though I wasn't able to sleep. I read a couple of chapters in my newest book, which is just so good. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm just going to go and do this reading, because I could feel these messages wanting to come through. And so then I was getting a message within my own experience of, this is the energy for the collective earth signs. Like, just like, you're about to do that task, that final task, because the earth signs is the last bit of the segment that I'm recording today. It's like you're about to hit that final point. You got like one more thing to take care of. You got one more task to check off your list. You got, one more final edit on that paper. You got, one more revision of that outline of that proposal, whatever it might be. And then you just get like hit with something in the physical body. And just the underlying message, the higher self message that I was getting through that is, your body is recalibrating, like your DNA is going through an upgrade. And this can really be applied to any sign, right? Like if you're going through day-to-day life, and you're taking active steps towards improving your life, and then you're just like at that final point, it's like there's a slight bit of resistance that will arise from the ego's perspective to pull you back into those old patterns, because our nervous system will gravitate towards a familiar hell over an uncomfortable heaven. And so we can, and we're energy beings, so we feel like energetically there's a profound shift about to happen, even if it's at a cellular level that might take weeks, months, years to show up in the physical reality. And though the body will shut down, it will have like cold flu-like symptoms, it will just need a sudden nap, you're just like firing, going through your day, and then all of a sudden you just hit a wall. It's because your physical body, the density is recalibrating to this energetic shift in your consciousness. And so that felt really significant with the timing of everything, because I don't actually feel sick. I just like have this thing in my throat, and I did my meditation while I was laying down, and for me personally, like, it was showing me like, oh, I'm going through this like bigger like healing of my throat chakra, which I've been actively doing, especially for the past years, since I've been pushed to bring my vocal and oracular and intuitive gifts online through my voice, with my hands going through the regeneration that they are. And so I recognize like, oh, this Jupiter-Uranus transit in Taurus is really like highlighting something for me within my throat chakra. So that may or may not resonate with you. I'm just simply sharing like where my like quantum shift of DNA body recalibration is happening within my body at this time, as an earth sign, as a Virgo, and as a human being, because ultimately we're all in this human experience together. Okay, so little side note aside, let's now look into the energies for the earth signs. What is coming up for Earth during this Jupiter and Taurus and Uranus and Taurus transit? So we'll start with Taurus. I'm going to pull 3 cards, one for Jupiter's energy, one for Uranus's energy, and one for the union energy, and how that's showing up for each sign. So let's start with Taurus. Well, how is Jupiter showing up? 8 of Cups. Okay, your expansion, your purification is happening through the walking away from old mental belief systems, walking away from old habits, walking away from old people, old situations. That's not to say that you're like angry about it or upset about it, or you hold any kind of ill will towards the past. It's just that you have now been expanded in your consciousness, and you're hungry and wanting more. So let's look at Uranus. What's Uranus bringing up? The Sun card, joy. Joy, joy, joy. It is bringing your inner child fully online. It is completely restoring your sense of discovery and wonder for life. It is reigniting your joie de vie. You're just like, I'm just fucking like, children, they don't wake up depressed. Children wake up and they're up at like fucking 4 a.m. with the freaking roosters, and mom and dad are like, child, go the fuck to sleep, like, we're not up till 7. And the child's like, but the sky's awake, so I'm awake, and I want to go play and dig around in the dirt and play with the worms. Like, that's the kind of energy that's coming through for you, reawakening a passion for life, reawakening an excitement for your work, for your service in the community, for your self-care, for your relationships and your friendships. Let's look at the union energy. The Magician. Look at that, the Magician on the inner, which that's just like perfect, right? Like, it's like your inner magician is coming online. Okay, your inner magic is coming online. Let's see if I can. Does this actually help or make it worse? No, it makes it worse. So we're not gonna fuck with the lights. Note to self, record during the daytime so that you can actually see the cards better, because it is like creeping into sunset right now. And I did not mean to record at night, so this is a learning curve for me too. Thank you for still receiving the messages. So you see the Sun card, and you see the Magician in the center, and you see the Sun card, you see the Magician in the center, and you see the Eight of Cups walking away. Okay, it's like you're like this old tired person walking away and remembering that you are the magic. You are the secret sauce. You are the one who dictates and creates and controls the narrative of your life. You want to just be happy, being a member in your community, just being a silent, witness to life, playing around with your garden and taking care of your pets and just, nesting at home, and that's your most highest cultivation of excellence. Fan-freaking-tastic. You want to become a Pulitzer-winning novelist? Fan-freaking-tastic. You want to write one song that goes viral? Fan-freaking-tastic. Anything and everything that you want to do, it starts within you. But it also starts deeper than that. The root within you is through that connection with your inner child. If you do not have a healthy connection with your inner child, you will not have a healthy relationship with anything else in your life. Because the child is the first experience that you have in this human experience. So how you were programmed as a child, your belief systems around your food, around your money, around your creativity, around your gender, around your place in society, whatever have you, all of it starts in childhood. So whatever addictions and codependencies and the biggest thing that I have found in my 10 plus years of doing sexual energy healing work is that sexual energy healing happens, quote unquote happens, 90% of sexual energy healing work happens when that connection with the inner child is restored and a healthy relationship is developed, because you are reconnecting not just with your inner child, you are reconnecting with your sense of feeling safe with who you are unapologetically. You are reconnecting with your sense of purity, with your sense of curiosity, with your sense of excitement for the world, with your unjaded, unfiltered, untraumatized, unprogrammed, deconditioned, sovereign, authentic, loving, vibrant self. And when you are connected with that, like 90% of the other things kind of fall away. Like you don't have confidence issues when you are embracing that quality, that essence within you of purity. You don't have depression. Well, you might still have waves of that because you're still recalibrating, but you start to experience less waves of depression because your inner world and your outer world are now starting to sink into and become one, which is ultimately like what adulthood is all about, which is not taught in today's construct, which is why I founded the legacy that I did. But this work right now during this transit for you, Taurus, is very much internal. Okay, this is this work right now of cultivating your reclaiming your sense of confidence, your worthiness, your excitement for life, your healthy curiosity around sexuality and the unknown and the scary. That is what your work is about right now. And just walking away from stories and people and situations that don't encourage and empower you to be lighthearted and curious and more connected with that innocence. Okay, what a beautiful gift. And of course, this makes total sense because the Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus transit, like when I did that overall collective energy reading, the big message that was coming through, spoiler alert, is the devotion to self. The devotion to self is the highest act of love that you can ever do in the experience of humanity, of being. Because the more you love yourself, the more you are empowered and embodied in your sovereignty and your truth. The more you are able to just like be okay with who you are, and you become less and less affected by the projections of the outer world, because you're building that inner muscle of safety and trust within the body. And as you create that safety within the body, you are able to be more joyful again. So the undercurrent of what this activation of devotion to self, this transit is aligning for us and holding the container for us for the next 14 some years, is through that devotion to self, we reignite joy in our everyday lives. And I did not share this part in the reading that I did, collective reading earlier, because I am still downloading and processing the downloads that I have received around this transit. And I may do more readings around this energy. Who knows, okay? So look, top of the deck, judgment. You get to make those judgment calls about what you're going to do with your life and what you're going to do with your sense of curiosity. And if you're even going to lean into that curiosity, right? Because you have a choice. You have a choice to be bitter and grumpy and hard-headed is what was coming through. Maybe you're being cold-headed, okay? Maybe you're experiencing a head cold right now and you're like, hey, Lady Drasmin, like, I have this head cold and what you're saying is getting on my nerves. And my first thing to you is like, honey, get off the screen if your head hurts. And second of all, that's that physical body recalibration that I was talking about. Those are these old programs being washed out. You know how like when you wash laundry, you have like dirty water that comes out? So imagine energetically, I mean, we don't see energy, but we know it's there. Like it powers our electricity, it like fuels us, our food, you know, it gets digested into energy that fuels us for the day. And so you can feel this energy within you wanting to be released so that more of your true authentic self can come online. And the most important work you can do is within yourself. And that is naturally going to ripple out and affect your relationships. And ultimately, you know, at first you practice and you practice and you practice, but then you become the practice. And you don't have to think so hard about showing up, because that becomes your natural state of being. Curiosity becomes your natural state of being. Wonder becomes your natural state of being. Excitement becomes excitement becomes the greater tendency in life over stress and concern and fear. And it is a practice. You know, we're practicing how to love. Ultimately, that's what the everyday practice is. The practice is learning how to love ourselves, how to love our bodies more, how to love our minds more, by what we eat, by, you know, how often we shower, how often we meditate, how often we connect with other people. So that's what the magician is all about. You are learning how to harness the elements, because the magician in the traditional tarot is like, he has the elements of earth, air, fire, and water sitting on a table. But, you know, you are learning how to master the elements of earth, your body, air, your mind, water, your heart, and fire, your energy, your creative life force, your sexual energy. I've been having this talk recently around like sexual energy and creative energy, but I'm not going to open that can of worms here. I'll just say like they're intricately connected. I mean, how could they not? You cannot create without that sexual energy exchange. And you cannot have creativity without sexual energy. And yet there is a fine line between them. Okay, I'll leave it there. So you're learning how to become the master of the elements within your body during this transit. And the key is by dancing with your inner child every single day. And this is a repeating message that has come out for a lot of the signs in this reading, which again makes sense because of the alignment of this energy. But like, play is so important, even if it's 5 minutes where you're just, you know, cute talking to your pets or your plants, or you're just nonsensically singing while you're in the shower, or, you know, you're combing your hair and putting it into a nice little braid, or you're massaging oils into, you know, your bald spot, or you're, you know, taking the time to make your bed, or you're taking a few minutes to smell some flowers or to rearrange the flowers in a vase in your home. You know, play is about those activities that don't have an agenda, that just make you feel happy, to be alive. They don't have a purpose other than it just makes you happy. It just brings you joy, and that is enough. That more of that is what is coming through for the collective during this transit, which is such a balance and a relief to the other intensities of the energies that we've been feeling for the last few weeks. And now we're in Taurus season as I'm recording this, so now we're going into like grounding in those big cosmic shifts that we felt on a quantum level, and cultivating, nourishing more of what we do want to have in our everyday life. Okay, Taurus, so that is your reading, and this is how you return, to your pure essence. Purification is a card, and you got that return to pure essence, pure innocence. So fantastic. Loving that for you, Taurus. Thank you so much for being here and for receiving this message. Okay, now we move into Virgo. Hi there, Virgo. How we all doing? How we all doing? Okay, so how is Jupiter showing up for Virgos? The High Priestess. I just, let me pull the rest of the cards before I open my mouth. Uranus. How is Uranus showing up? Eight of Cups on the inner. Okay. This is starting to make sense. And how is this alignment showing up and supporting? Queen of Wands on the inner. This card came out for another sign in the exact same placement of union energy. So if you are reading for multiple parts, facets of your chart, and that was, sticking out for you, take this as double confirmation of the core message being you are coming into absolute alignment with your inner truth, with your connection to God, Goddess, higher self, source, life, whatever the higher power that you choose to tap into, insert blank here. That's what the Queen of Wands on the inner is about. It's like you are so aligned and in such deep divine trust. You just have this inner knowing that everything is happening for you and everything is happening at the perfect time. And it's not about what you, or rather the ego, the ego wants, which we all dance with. And notice that I say the ego, because the ego does not belong to anyone. It is a collective energy that we dance with, just as we dance with fear, really fear. We'll just leave it at that. It is an energy that we dance with simply for being in part of the human experience. But it is the word my that creates attachment and creates quantum entanglements. And you all know your lady is all about, those quantum shifts in language. So anyway, like in the center, you get the Queen of Wands. You get the High Priest on the inner, and you get the Eight of Cups on the inner. What is this saying? You are being illuminated to the emotional pain that is not allowing you to move forward into this timeline, into this frequency, into this absolute oneness with your sovereign, authentic, empowered truth. But this Jupiter is expanding you in that inner sight, in that deep trust. And I'm getting for you, Virgos, you have experienced either in this lifetime or past lifetimes, or even both, and this is for some of you, not everyone, so please take it as it resonates. You have experienced horrendous betrayal around your intuitive gifts. As a Virgo receiving this message, of course, you all saw me ring the bell at the opening of the earlier collective energy reading, clearing the energy, only receiving messages for the highest and best good for all. Yet as a Virgo, I can attest that yes, my intuitive gifts have absolutely been used against me, horribly hijacked by other shamans and light leaders, and I have had to do years of deep untangling and psychic surgery on my own consciousness, which is not fucking easy to do, y'all. Okay, I've even had to go and had sessions done, but I am a very high, powerful healer, so I'm able to do this for myself, and I do this for other people. Like, I am, among other things, a quantum alchemist and a psychic surgeon. I know how to pick up these infections in the energy grid and remove them, like a surgeon would do to a physical body, remove a tumor. But like the high priestess is saying, you know, you are, so I'm sharing a little bit about what I've been going through in solidarity to say, like, this absolutely resonates for me, and I'm sure it's going to resonate for you, because Virgo is the sign of service, okay? Virgo energy is here, and they are the Middle Earth sign. So they are the sign of service to the immediate family, okay? Like Capricorn is in service to the collective whole. Taurus is in service to self. Virgo is in service to the immediate family. And where does the most heartache come from? It comes from the people that we love, because we are emotionally tied to the people we love. And so when we experience heartache and loss and betrayal from people that we have opened our hearts to, and of course this can apply to any sign, but I'm talking about specifically the sign of Virgo, because we are literally hardwired to be devoted. We are literally hardwired to put others before ourselves. But this is the practice. And it wasn't until I started studying astrology and realized, like, oh, Virgo is in my 12th house, that I was able to start breaking the cycles from servitude to service. And this is the cycle that you're breaking. By being shown where you are still wounded because of your intentions of service, but your actions were of servitude, you are able to free yourself from that emotional pain of, oh, I wasn't actually in service. I wasn't actually in my authentic empowerment. I wasn't actually in my grounded, healthy boundaries. I was giving from an empty saucer, and so I was expecting something from return, and that's not giving. I have this absolute fucking conniption, y'all, about something that I've experienced here in America that I have never experienced in other parts of the world. And it is this idea of rescinding gifts. I have never in my life, until I moved to America, experienced being given a gift and then being either asked for the gift back or being told to pay for the gift because of an upset that happened. It's like, what the fuck? Like, a gift to me is a gift. Like, whatever you decide to do with it, however you decide to receive it, that's between you and God. But from where I stand, my moral as a gift is a gift. And I've had to really, like, and that's also helped illuminate, like, simultaneously the blessing of this what the fuck has been to illuminate for me the energy of giving and of service. And am I a giving and am I of service from a place of overflowing? Or am I giving when I'm tired and cranky and hungry and upset and hormonal, right? That's not giving. That's just like trying to prove your worth, trying to win somebody's affection and love. Yet during this transit, it's like that is all being illuminated for you, where you simply did not have that deeper self-awareness. We as human beings, I would like to believe, most of the time are doing what we know, how we know, to the best of our ability and capability. Benefit of the doubt here. Okay, but sometimes we can become foggy, okay, because of life experiences in how we show up in our relationships. So during this transit, you are being shown where you did show up from a place of love, but you weren't coming from a place of embodiment. And so this disconnect of your true well-meaning intentions and the reality of being in this physical body is being illuminated for you so that you can finally let it go. And that is, the more you let go of those emotional attachments, because, you know, the people that we love are the ones who are going to hurt us the most. That's just the fucking paradox of being in this human experience, okay? The greatest heartache tends to come from the people that we least expect it from, the people that we love. Whether they mean to be bullshitters or not, you know, is a different story. Okay, hurt is hurt, pain is pain. And the sign of service, out of all the signs, definitely has an energetic collective trauma imprint that I, as a Virgo, and other Virgos in my life have been actively working on clearing out. We have been actively working on clearing out this old paradigm of servitude, because that doesn't fucking serve anyone, right? Like literally when you get into an airplane, the first thing they say to you is put on your oxygen mask before you help someone else. And so this is the healing journey that you're going through right now. You are learning how to put that oxygen mask on yourself. Okay, you're learning how to have greater love and compassion for yourself. You are reclaiming your dignity, is what I just heard. You are restoring your sense of autonomy. You are not going to allow yourself to be a victim anymore. You are going to allow yourself to acknowledge your mistakes as simply it is what it is. No more labeling and shaming and saying, oh, I made a big fucking mistake. Okay, maybe you did, but does that actually help to label it? Or is it more effective to say, I did the best I could, maybe it didn't have the outcome I wanted, and now I know, and I'm gonna do better. You see the difference? It's like those subtle reframings is what's being illuminated for you during this transit. So this Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus transit, for you, of course, whenever you find this reading, is very highlighted for you of reclaiming your sovereignty, knowing where and how and when to show up and be of service in a way that doesn't drain you and pull you into those old timelines that don't exist anymore. What a beautiful message. I absolutely love that. Look at this, 2 of Wands at the top of the deck, you know, just being patient and waiting for when you are guided. 8 of Wands right underneath that, when you are divinely guided to move and take action. Look at that. And then the freaking Queen of Cups at that. Okay, you are just like going through this time where you're learning how to fall in love with yourself, and not just like your superficial overall external self, but like that core within you that is so deeply devoted to life. Service is devotion to life. You fucking care so much about everything and everyone. And caring and love is something that was attempted to be wiped out from the existence of our humanity. It can't, because we are literally made of water. We cannot disconnect from our emotions. But that propaganda and the wars and, you know, centuries of all of that bullshit going on has created a deep disconnect from our intuition, from our emotions, from our sensitivities. And for Virgos, the sign of service, the sign that is devoted to life, to caring for our little homes and our little families and providing those containers, you know, there's this deep wounding that has happened. And gratefully, now you get to make that choice based on the divine guidance to continue moving forward, okay? And coming into this deeper union with your higher self, into this absolute trust that what is for you can never pass you by. What is meant for you is going to show up in divine timing. You will know when it's time to say yes, when it's time to say no. You will know when it's time to be of service and when it's time to be serviced to. This is the purification you're going through. You are being purified of the pain of being abused for your service, your sensitivity, and your unconditional love for life that shows up in whatever ways that, you know, comes through you in your beautiful, unique S. And that is the power of this new devotion. It's like you're now in devotion to self by honoring your intuitive touches. I'm also getting, for some of you Virgos, like you have been dabbling into different intuitive modalities such as tarot, Reiki, spinal recalibration, like whatever your intuitive is, runes, bone casting, tea leaf reading. And I'm getting the message like right now during this transit, especially as you're receiving this energy, as you're receiving this reading, within the next 3 weeks, initiate a practice to strengthen your spiritual muscle, whether it's pulling cards every day, whether it's journaling, whether it's going and sitting down and connecting with one single tree. Okay, you are being guided. If this is, you know, you and you are a spiritual, if you're a spiritual, we're all spiritual. If you are a being who has intuitive spiritual gifts that you are wanting to strengthen and maybe at some point share with others or really like take into the next level, then you're being asked to honor that and really cultivate and nurture a practice with that for at least 3 months, starting that within 3 weeks of receiving this energy. Okay. All right, so that is the reading that I have for Virgo. Thank you so much for being here. And now we're going to look at Capricorn. Okay, how is Jupiter showing up for Capricorn? Ace of Pentacles. Love it. Okay, and how is Uranus showing up for Cappies? Two of Wands. Okay, and the Union energy, please. Okay. Knight of Wands. Knight? Yeah, it's the Knight. Sometimes these symbols like make my brain a little cross-eyed. No, Page of Wands. That's right. Okay, Page of Wands, not the Knight. I was like, I felt like that was not the right energy. Okay, so Jupiter is bringing to you a brand new opportunity, a new home, a new workout routine, a new, you know, dieta. And I say dieta because I don't believe in diets. I believe in eating for your body type. I believe in eating what your body needs and nourishing it, and not starving it to fit some kind of fucking program that really nobody cares about. Okay, like when you die, people are not going to remember what your waistline was. People are going to remember the memories that you created with them. Okay, so that's why I use the word dieta in the sacred way of like eating what you are guided to eat, what is right for your body when it asks for it. But or this could be a job, this could be a new relationship, this could be a friendship. There is some kind of new opportunity, new beginning that is happening in the physical reality for you Capricorns, okay? And then Uranus is bringing the Two of Wands, okay? And you have to make decisions about which opportunities you're going to take, because you're going to be getting a lot of opportunities, but your intuition is going to guide you on which is the one to take. You know, you're like, there's a big circle here, it's not small. And you're just waiting for that glowing orb to show up in your life. You're just standing there waiting, looking out into the horizon, waiting to receive. And what is that going to do for you? That is going to start, it's going to initiate you. This is the word I heard. I heard initiation. And this phoenix here, you see this phoenix over here in this corner? You are being initiated by this new opportunity, this new beginning in your life, and you are this new chapter, this new cycle, whatever it is that's happening in your life. It could be a multiple things, okay, that just like add up into this big thing. But it all happens simultaneously is what I'm getting. Like it all happens simultaneously. Like within 72 hours, like you have shifted into a new life. You have shifted into a new timeline. You've got that job, you've got the house, you've got the pet, you got the plants, you got the friends, you got the circles, the sister circle or the men's circle, you've got the relationship. Like everything just clicks. Okay? And you're going to have to make those executive decisions real quick like. And this is going to initiate you. So these opportunities that come in, they're going to initiate you into this journey of learning how to trust your intuition. And you're going to strengthen that awakening within you by the choices you make in your everyday life. How do we strengthen our muscles? We work out. So we got to work out our mental muscle. We got to work out our emotional muscles, our heart muscles, by communicating our feelings, by self-regulating, by affirmations, by journaling and repatterning. We strengthen our physical muscles by eating right, by working out. We strengthen our creative muscles by journaling, by, playing music, by doing things that feed the inner child. You feed your spiritual muscle by making decisions that are in alignment with your sovereign truth, with what feels good, with what makes you come online and feel fully alive. And by strength, and so you are being initiated into this cycle by these new cycles that are coming into developing and strengthening your spiritual muscle, Capricorn. So this is the initiation that's coming through for you during this Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus transit, and you are going through this transit, going to be strengthening that by your choices in every breath and every day and every moment. Whatever decisions you make, are you listening to your intuition or not? And your guidance is to continue listening to your intuition, because this is the phoenix. This is a phoenix right here, okay? Phoenixes never die. They just burn through their old bodies and then they rise from the ashes. So that's what you're going through. It's like you're rising from the ashes and you're just here at that bottom, okay? But you are rising and you're going up and up and up, and you are strengthening. This is the page. Page has got all the wisdom, but none of the, not very little experience, and just about to go on his journey, just starting to like wake up and receive those messages. You're not even at a night yet. Night is like fucking ready to go, do the thing. Page is like, okay, gathering information, waiting for opportunities, waiting for the green light go. The green light go, it comes from within your heart. All right, Capricorn, and that is the purification. You're being purified of the attachment to external validation. That's the message that was coming through. It's like what's purifying for you, what the old timeline that's dying for you is being so fixed on external validation to guide you. And that's not to say that that's a bad thing. We are, as human beings, we all want to be validated, we all want to be acknowledged, we all want to be, witnessed in our beauty, in our chaos, and that's perfectly okay and healthy. What becomes unhealthy is when that's your only source of direction, when you stop relying or deny your inner compass, because your highest measure of truth is always going to come from within, because ultimately only you are going to get to experience your life, experience your feelings, experience your challenges. And it's wise to ask for counsel from your trusted allies and seek the opinions of professionals, but ultimately you have to make those decisions that are in alignment with your authentic truth, which happens by listening more, by becoming more present with the body, by cultivating mindfulness through breath awareness, 3 minutes when you wake up in the day, first thing in the rise. Okay, so continue to show up for yourself, continue to listen to the inner nudges that are coming through, and make those decisions to take aligned action when these opportunities present, and then just keep nurturing and growing and purifying yourself of these old attachments that don't belong and serve or even support your highest excellence and evolution in this human experience. Okay, Capricorn, so that is the reading that I have for you. And that concludes my reading for the earth signs. Thank you so much, every single one of you, for being here. I deeply, deeply appreciate your presence, your continued support, your trust in me as a channel and a guide. If you are interested in connecting with me and exploring my different offerings, I open sessions and mentorships twice a year. And I have a lot of self-paced downloadable content, books, and other yummy offerings in my online alchemy market. All the details for that is in the description box below for you to check out at your own pleasure and leisure. Until we meet again, I send you love and blessings. Have a very empowering and nourishing and gentle Uranus and Jupiter in Taurus transit. Until we meet again, take care of your beautiful selves. Bye for now.